I got to figure out how to use smokes. Like, because right now they're shooting straight through it. Maybe I got to drop it directly on them, but who knows. And the nuke, by the way, does not do a mass clearing. It's a single target hit, which is stupid,
So it's like calling for an air raid,
pretty much.
like in Call of Duty when you call for an air raid.
Because it's Cabo over there. Because I dropped a nuke on a couple things and it was just like, eh. It's like, that's stupid. It's supposed to clear out enemies, but it didn't.
Man, I'm pumped, guys. Like, I'm excited.
I'm excited. I was really excited that Helldivers fixed a lot of their shit.
Well, I was excited about that too. I haven't gotten in since they did the
15-minute idle
the
kick out.
15-minute idle time. Yeah,
Instant. Literally instant. I was excited.
I was excited today because it was the first time I rode with Keeper in a year and a half.
That
And
sounds
it
like
was
that's a you
so
problem
much-
and not a he problem.
It wasn't a he problem. It was a me problem. It was something I was desiring for a long time. And, you know, today we tore up the streets and had a blasty blast.
I'm glad your bike tune was fucking fixed.
Yeah.
That's the first time I actually was elated with joy that someone gapped me.
I was so...
What's gapping?
So I was behind him, and he was going.
Taking someone to Gapple-bees,
and
bus
I
links,
actually
football
came
fields.
up, matched him, and kept going.
His bike's faster, hands down.
Yeah.
As long as they don't fuck up your tune.
So there's a recall on my bike, and I think there's a recall on yours for the ABS system.
If I cared about the ABS.
Well, what it does is, like, if your tire leaves the ground for whatever reason, even for a millisecond, the brake light will come on automatically. And supposedly it's causing car wrecks.
I mean, it happened on the way over on one of the turns.
Did mine?
Mine did.
Oh, your brake light came on?
Enjoy the ride. And the slide.
So this is name pending.
This is name pending. In between the lights, right?
This is
yeah,
pending name?
right there. There's
there.
a vague reflection.
Okay, got
Pending
it.
name.
In the darkness.
Take two.
So this is pending name.
This is name pending.
This is name pending.
Name pending.
I'm Mike Culberson.
I'm Keeper.
I'm Celt.
That's Pearl. Cabo's off in the woods.
He'll meander over in a little bit, I'm sure.
Pick my nose on camera.
I was doing the same thing. It's like,
It's just like
I did that before. We
that
were on
freaking
camera.
wind rash. I don't care. Like that wind rash.
oh, dude, it's like it reminds me of like the basic training crud.
Yeah.
Where it's like all up in there and like people guys, girls, everyone's walking around just blowing their noses out. It's just like snot and black shit all over the place.
Were you ever
Comical.
deployed overseas?
Yeah.
To like Kuwait or whatever, where it was just like a dust bowl and
Yeah, I was in Iraq.
stuffed with sand
All
in your nose?
I got hit with a fucking dust storm, bro.
The sandstorms are wild.
Did you like duck and cover under something to protect yourself from it?
I was
or-
glad that I brought the goggles.
I mean, not that you could see 5 feet in front of you, but
Mm-mm. I'm just glad that I didn't experience the sandstorm with rain
Yeah.
because
that
apparently
sounds horrible.
At
It's just-
nighttime when it's cold, oh,
it
yeah.
just rains mud. Apparently,
it does rain
That's
mud. It is literally
crazy.
raining mud. And instantly out of nowhere, there can be perfect gravel everywhere and sinkhole. Where? Who knows? There's concrete on here, but you have a sinkhole now. And people would just walk in from the outside into the barracks, into the MWR, and just coated in mud.
Wow.
Coated.
I
To
was
the
never,
point that people would always have a little satchel bag tied to their leg
yeah.
with their pontoon jackets or their Gore-Tex just so they could throw it on in case this happened. It was wild.
I was never deployed, but I lived in El Paso when I was a kid.
Same thing.
For a little bit, and I remember being out at recess, and the school alarms were going off like a fire alarm, and off in the distance you could see these billowing clouds
Mhm.
of brown, like brown clouds coming from Mexico over, and it was like, everybody inside now, like run, and we all ran, and as soon as we were like, I was getting inside, you could see the dust starting to come in.
See, we had
through the
bomb
door.
threats when I was growing up in school. Overseas, all we got was bomb threats. This was pre-9/11 when this was all going on.
Yeah.
So we all rushed to the bunker downstairs, and all we saw were tanks coming from the base, which is only about like a quarter mile away, just parking outside, people with their personnel carriers and just offloading off this thing. Just like, I thought it was
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a dude with a bomb-sniffing dog walking around just the hallways, carrying his M16, and to me, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever, not knowing everything in the world that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, that's cool. But before we get off track, book talk.
Book talk. So first thing, I'm excited. Someone commented on one of the book talks. Thanks
Yep.
for giving more suggestions for
Have you read their series?
the other one
Yeah.
by Ralph's Bloodthorn.
Ralt's Bloodthorn.
I've read
It's
the
the
Dark
series, right?
Ages.
Dark Ages.
yeah.
Dark
I
Ages.
haven't read that one. I need to though.
They're saying it's sort of a continuation to Behold Humanity, and apparently the author's now working on the Nova War series.
Yeah, no, I need to get into that. I'm always up for more book suggestions.
So I mean, I try to pronounce your name, but
Cabo.
Didn't we discuss that earlier? Like it was something. The Dark Ages is less sci-fi than Behold Humanity.
well, we didn't talk a comparison between the two.
No.
Someone else commented was like, "Would you recommend this for someone that's not really into sci-fi?" And it was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
still recommend it because, as
It-
Mike was saying earlier,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're not into sci-fi, there's so many call-outs packed into the series that you're gonna catch something.
Yeah, and I have to agree with that or attest to that because I hate sci-fi anything, and I'm listening to the audio book version and I'm enjoying it. So definitely check it out.
Hi, Cabo. I knew you'd come back.
Hey, Cabo.
I'll pay you too, Pearl.
Yeah, Pearl has abandoned me for keeper today.
It's the chair. She wanted this chair.
That chair. What's up, Cabo? What's up, boy?
See, normally Pearl gets the nice blue chair.
You didn't want the nice
And
blue
Cabo
chair.
doesn't want anything to do with this chair for some reason.
I mean, he was friends with you after he finished eating. And then he said your chopped liver.
Yeah.
So what have you read this past week?
So I was cycling back to another series.
Recycle time. Okay.
Yeah. It's the Weir Key Chronicles.
Oh, thought you were going to say diaries.
No. Weir Key Chronicles.
Say it again 5 times fast.
I can't now. By Sarah Lynn.
Do it. Sarah Lynn, Ware Creek Chronicles. Weir
Key.
WE''RE.
Weir Key Diaries.
WEIR Key.
Key. Key.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
As in the key that you put on a door and turn. Chronicles. The first book in the series is called Soul Home. And this is what's fascinating is because it's more or less like a sci-fi series, right? And so how it starts out is you've got the main character, the hero, with his compatriots.
The protagonist.
Yeah, the protagonist, and they've gotten the magics. They're super powerful. They've got all the badass gear, whatever. And they're like, man, what's going on with this world that we've gotten to? And about that time, his more or less sponsor, the person who's been kind of guiding him around these fantasy worlds, shows up and is like, "Joke's on you, bitch! I was just using you the whole time."
And he's the bad guy.
Kills him.
Okay, so bye-bye protagonist.
And he wakes back up on Earth. Because what had happened was he was like a young kid.
So he was dreaming.
And no, he was a young kid and he got, like, his soul or whatever got pulled to a different world. Got pulled to an alternative world.
Sorry, we're trying the different beers Mike brought. So
I went ham on the beer.
definitely.
I've never seen Shiner come out with a sea salt and lime
It's
flavor
interesting.
before. It's pretty interesting.
But so the protagonist died. Was
Right.
Killed
And
by
then
his teacher.
Yeah.
And then he woke up
As his younger self.
So
Right?
kind of like rewind time and he's young again.
Yeah, but he's back on Earth now.
With going back in time or at his current time?
It's like nothing, like no time
Nothing
went by,
changed. Okay.
right? So he proceeds to spend the next, I think it's like 50 years trying to find a way back
To his proper
to the
time.
fantasy world,
Okay.
to the I think they call it the 9 worlds, right? Um,
Okay.
and finally he does, and he's like stumbles through a portal from Earth into the nine realms or worlds or whatever, and he's like young again because like he was an old man when he went through, right? Like
Mhm.
liver spots, the whole shebang, and he's like young again, but he's got like an old soul, and now he's got to try and get revenge. First off, figure out how much time has gone by in the 9 worlds because clearly time doesn't work the same, right? Then he needs to like get powerful again and get revenge. And how you like get magic and abilities and everything
You
is,
kill people.
well, yeah, kind of, but no, not really. Is you
Take their
literally
powers.
go into your soul and you build a home.
Okay.
And depending on how you build it will give and what materials you build it out of in your soul home depends on what kind of abilities and powers you get.
Interesting.
So if you build a mansion, you get more powers.
Depends on what materials you make it out of, and depends on what architect, like how you architect it, right? Like how many chambers it has, what the flow of energy through it is like, and the whole shebang. They get real deep. I'm a sucker for like technical magic
Yeah.
books, like where they get really into the technicalities of how the magic works. Um, that's my cell phone. Uh, but so like I'm all about this, but it's a very fascinating take on a magic system, right? And I'm really into it, and I've been reading it since I think book 3 came out, and now it's book 7 is out.
I mean, it sounds interesting. I don't know if I personally would dive into it.
It sounds interesting, but it also sounds really weird, and it's only weird because it's not something normal for me. Like when you look at somebody who's acting different than what you're used to, you're like, that's weird. Like, why are you acting that way, right? So for me, like that whole building a house inside your soul to get powers type of thing is weird to me because that's
So
just
I
not
mean,
something that
I
I've
I
experienced kind of thing.
I get behind.
He's over here.
Okay, I get behind alternate fantasy magics, right? Because like we're all used to like Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings or D&D or whatever magic systems, right?
Magic with lore. Yeah.
So whenever someone introduces like
A
a
new
new
subject or
unique,
new way to do it.
yes, I'm very interested in it, right?
I mean, I could see that. It's just I think that'd probably be a slow book series for me.
I kind of get that. So like if you relate it to like religious or spiritual, like it's let's just take how religion has changed over time, basically to suit social structures and
Yeah.
social cues. Like it used to be like, oh, if you hung out with gay people, then you might as well be gay because like, you're
Well,
hanging
it's
out
not
with
even
gays,
that.
so you're
Is
sinning, and
well, let's just dive into one topic of how religion has changed. We used to have in Christianity alone, we had hymns, and
yep,
this was how you praise the Lord.
Yeah.
That's the way it was done for centuries.
yep.
And then it slowly turned into now we're having a band, a rock band, lights, smoke.
It's become a production.
And it's not just Christianity. Other people have done this too in a way. Like the Jewish culture has changed the way money's given, the way it's tied, the way it's given. So across the board things change. So when you have a nice different way to look at something completely, it gives you a different perspective. It's like, that was a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sure, you know what? I'm up for listening or reading more about it. And it's fantasy, it's sci-fi, it's magic. It's like, yeah, let's go into this. Let's build more of my lore knowledge. This
And,
gives me more ideas for other stuff.
and I can understand it not being like a book series for everyone, but because it has multiple different worlds.
It sounds like it has different facets that'll touch
Yeah.
people differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like multiple worlds on the same planet, or is it like multiple worlds in a galaxy?
No, it's multiple different worlds, almost in multiple different universes, right?
Okay.
It's like a
And
multiverse.
it's called the Weird Key Chronicles because you use the keys to travel between worlds.
It's like a
it's
port
almost
key.
like a key to a
Yeah,
time
kind of
warp
like a port key.
It's kind of like a port key if you go with
portal.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter,
to a portal. So
or
okay,
a rift
I do have
gun
a
if
question
you
then.
hit
Like,
Marvel.
okay, because I like movies.
Mhm.
I love watching movies, and that's my entertainment, my decompression kind of.
Have you watched the 10th Kingdom?
No, I haven't even heard of that. But what I was getting to was, what would you consider the Mad Max movies to be? Are those
Apocalypse.
sci-fi or apocalyptical?
Post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
So it's not like It's not like sci-fi where it's.
No, that's post-apocalypse survival.
So those
If
are
I had to classify, it'd be in the survival realm.
Yeah.
okay. So survival, I guess survival kind of movies, action.
A lot of action tends to
The
lean nowadays more towards survival.
yeah, the hero having to save somebody, and the hero gets beat down.
Yeah,
in the
and you got
process.
subclasses under your survival, like post-apocalyptic, your war movies, your
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
survival TV shows, your survival movies. Was it The Revenant? Would be a survival movie.
Okay.
So,
This actually brings up a topic I wanted to bring up though, because we're talking about this.
all right, let's go.
I was talking to my dad about this earlier this week, but we both agree we kind of wish that we could get back to having like the classic horror monsters, like werewolves and vampires, being the classic horror monsters,
Yeah,
right? Like I want
Frankenstein.
like Nosferatu vampires, like
Okay.
terrifying vampires, right? Like I want, werewolves,
Well, I
like
thought
a werewolf in London, right?
Dracula did it very well. The new Dracula movie where Vlad the Impaler became
Well, see-
Dracula. I thought that was pretty good, and there was your original vampire monster in the mountains.
Yeah.
And it had a modern twist to it where we upped the filmography or scenography, whatever it is, so it looks better and okay, that's cool. I love that, but I don't want. Was it like a clown? Why are clowns bad guys now? Like,
Well, I mean,
because of it.
yeah.
okay,
And honestly, we were talking about that. The It remake was one of the few remakes recently done where they just upped the game so well, and they did it very well.
I do think that was
I agree with that.
I really like the way they did that. Saw was another good one that I liked. The whole Saw series I thought
was never a fan of the Saw series, but I'm not a fan of gore series,
See,
right?
but I would like to see a remake of Freddy,
Freddy
the
would be a
Freddy
good
Krueger
one.
series.
But I mean,
Because realistically, the first Freddy movie, the very concept of Freddy was a terrifying concept.
yeah,
And then the Bloody Mary movie, where they go in the mirror and
but then we
Bloody
got
Mary, Bloody
like,
Mary,
was
Bloody
it
Mary.
the stupid girl that crawls out of the TV?
The Grudge
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you
or
start.
The Ring.
The Grudge.
Well, The Ring was the other one that was
Yeah.
wild.
Is Grudge where she like comes down the stairs like
Yeah.
backwards?
But
Yeah,
now
The
we're
Ring is the one where she crawls out of the TV.
now we're getting to a point that all horror monsters are demons. Everything's a demon.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I got it, but can we like go back towards like
Like there's
old school
like,
monsters?
I liked. Don't get me. I actually I liked the like Underworld series.
Yes, but it still touched on old roots.
Well, but it I don't want the werewolf to be your friend or whatever, or the vampire to be your friend. No, I want
No,
this
I
to
want
be
it to
a
be the bad guy.
terrifying monster, right?
I mean, I love the Underworld series. I really liked it. But it got to the point of like, this is just a love story.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the Umbrella Corporation. It wasn't Resident Evil. It was
Yeah, it
Umbrella
was Resident
Corporation
Evil.
isn't
it was
that
Resident.
Yeah, Resident
Resident
Evil
Evil?
was. Yeah.
Umbrella Corporation isn't that Magic?
No.
What?
Umbrella Corporation.
Are you
is-
talking about the Umbrella Academy or whatever it was
Maybe.
called?
I think you're probably talking
Yeah.
about the Umbrella Academy.
Which
Like, it's
after the
almost like-
first
The first season
of that,
was good. Then after that, it just went.
I lost interest. Like I know a lot of people really love it, but I just kind of I didn't care after that.
Yeah, it was Resident Evil. Resident Evil, I thought was a good take on zombies and morphed people, but then it got to a point it was just like,
It
okay,
was
this is too much. Like, if zombies are zombies, let them stay zombies. And now we got to a point that, well, zombies can just get through everything. Of course, with numbers, you probably could.
Well, and don't get me wrong, like the movies went way off the rails compared to like the video games, but
Yeah.
when they stayed true to is like, yes, the monsters mutated and evolved and
Well,
grew.
this is why I enjoyed. I think it was like the first 4 seasons of The Walking Dead
Yeah.
before it just started really repeating itself.
And
Like,
then they made like spin-off after spin-off of
but
Walking
but
Dead.
when I was watching it out of high school, it was just like I was excited to watch it, but this little bit on the way home, my short walk, I was always just like it still had that like thriller
Did you say
horror.
when you were watching it during high school?
Yeah,
I
high
was,
school.
like, I was thinking it in my head
Yep,
too. Thanks for
in high
not
school.
showing your age.
I was in high school watching
You
Walking
young
Dead
motherfucker.
when it first came
I'm
out.
over here like,
Season one. I was in junior year.
I'm pretty sure I was in the army then.
I was in the military when Walking Dead came out. No, I think I was out of the military.
In the Navy. You're even sitting like a sailor.
Yeah, how do you sit like that without your balls just dying?
They're in my asshole right now.
So Ash Daddy used to sit like that all the time, and I always wondered
If
how
I
he
sit
could
like
do
that, I have to do the little pickup. So my manly jewels can.
Because I'm old
breathe.
enough that my balls sag far enough that it doesn't hurt anymore.
Oh God!
It's called the tuck and cross, bro.
Are you tracking time?
What you do is you
Yeah.
do this. You just kind of push down and then cross. You're
No,
fine.
no, you got to lift them up. Put them above the legs.
That's what I was doing. Is I was like trying to get him up above everything.
Nah, I just squash them down. Remember, one's fake anyway.
Should have called you half nut.
No, it's uniballer.
Uniballer.
Yeah, I'm the uniballer. Hey.
You're uni something.
Fucking. Why don't you jump on a unicycle?
Well, we'll be
you
back.
damn
We gotta
hippie?
take a break.
Do we have to take a break right now?
No, we have minutes. Fucking shut the fuck up! I don't want to have to edit that out, you jackass.
He's over here just like, yeah, we're good. And squirrel. And
I'm still ramped up from that ride. It was badass.
that was just a normal ride for me. And you're over here just like, woo!
It's like
You're
I
all-
sniffed some coke before I got on the bike. I was like,
You
"Wow!"
did something.
I looked down and we're like, I'm not gonna say how fast we were going.
55 miles an hour, right? Exactly 55
Whatever
miles an hour.
whatever the speed limit was.
I know
at the
when I looked
time,
at the speed limit sign, it's at 75.
that's about how fast we were.
So
running.
I remember that Top Gear episode where they were like doing one in America. They're like, yeah, but they're really hardcore about their speed limit signs. So they like edited it to where it always looked like they were going 55 miles an hour. They're like fucking hauling ass.
Not gonna lie, all the way down 46 though, I was just getting bored of the slow cars in front of us.
Oh
Yeah,
fuck, it's the worst.
I was waiting for you to go into the.
I was thinking
non-passing
about it,
lane.
but I know there's only so many crossing lanes. And I was like, it's not worth it.
Knowing my luck, I would have gone in the emergency lane, and there'd been some gravel there, and I would have.
And that was the other thing I was thinking. I don't know what trucks have gone down this road, if there's gravel on it. So I was like, I'll just take it easy.
Nothing is worse than getting stuck behind a dump truck on that road.
Oh,
A semi. A semi.
You're just like, and I'm trapped. I say to this day, I don't think they should be allowed to go down that road.
the speed limit's 55, and they, for whatever reason, decided.
I thought it was
to
60
do-
in some spots.
It's
35.
65. It's between 55 and 65.
Yeah. I know
When
it's
you get
cycles.
closer
Every
to-
semi truck goes 35.
Yeah. That's because they don't know where the curves are coming up. What's worse is when you get behind some fucking grandma in their car, fucking going 45 the entire way, and you're like,
There's always the one in the lead of
No.
everyone.
What I hate the most, like today, the lead car braking for no fucking reason. Like,
Yeah.
why the are you braking? There's no curve. There's nothing in front of you. Why are you braking?
It was
The
quite
sun's not
annoying.
even in your eyes.
That's why I bounced back and I was just like, whatever. If I'm not going anywhere, there's no point in.
There were a couple times I had to go. Where'd you go?
Because I just let off the accelerator. Let's throttled off. Let's just chill.
I don't really like this beer. Try this. Which one's this one?
Old Chill, Oaxaca Blues Brewery Scotch Ale.
Sounds okay.
I mean, it's okay. It's not. I don't know. If I maybe started with that beer and not a Guinness, it would have been different.
Yeah, but I mean, I had like a Ziegenbock.
That seems like something you could do like a black and tan with,
Mm.
though.
I
Yeah.
could see that. It's not worth finishing.
No.
So I do love the fact that I'm just like, I remember young me would be like, "Oh, you can't pour out a beer. You have to drink it." Now I'm just like, I'll take a sip of a beer some nights, and I was like, I actually
No.
don't feel like drinking. Pour the whole thing out.
Yeah. I mean, I've done that. I did that the other night. I just opened the Guinness when we just got in bed. I had like 2 or 3 sips, and I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not finishing this." Because I don't want to force myself to drink this real fast before I start trying to go to sleep.
But it'll keep me up
Yeah.
if I drink right before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
I
That'll
mean, I
keep me
can
up.
drink before I go to sleep. It's just
Alcohol affects your sleep anyway. You don't sleep as well when you
sleep
drink.
pills work great that the VA gives me. I am
Yeah.
dead to the fucking world.
You know,
My medical marijuana works great too.
there's always the permanent sleep.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that day.
I have thought about using it as a telescope.
Mm.
Mortar tube as a telescope. My favorite. Or sleeping in a wood chipper. Checking out my unprotected outlet plug in my bathroom for my toaster.
I'm sad some days because I was like, there's no tub in my bathroom.
I want to be more sad.
If you guys are feeling suicidal, call 988. For Christ's sake.
No, but was it the other day? We're actually both like depresso expressos.
I've been depresso since.
Yeah, what was it the
summer.
other day? I was super depresso, and he's in the middle of renovations, and I show up, and I was like, yeah, bro.
We're just sitting in my fucking master bedroom
because they're working on the rest of his house. I came in, and I spent literally 5 minutes in his house hanging out with him, and I immediately felt better. Like, immediately.
It's
Yeah.
like just chilling, and he came over. I had a shitty anger, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, Mike's over." It's like we're not doing anything.
We didn't do anything.
We're watching. I don't know. I turned on like 3 different things on the Plex server.
Yeah.
And then it was just like,
No, I literally just had a great time swinging through for like an hour and a half. Like, I wasn't even there that long.
Moana was almost done when you left.
Yeah, I swung through for like an hour and a half, and I hung out for a bit, and I felt better the rest of the day.
Mm.
And that's all I needed, is I just needed to fucking get out of my own headspace for a bit, and I needed help doing it.
So I'm glad we're doing the podcast here. It's like I just need to escape, breathe a little bit. But we're gonna have a quick intermission, and then we'll jump back on and say, "Hey, girl, hey."
Hey, hey, hey.
Live.
Uh,
All right, what do we want to talk about?
the mic's on.
We want to talk about
In vitro fertilization in Alabama, or did we want to touch on streaming services?
Are the mics recording?
I wanted to talk about our last off-camera conversation.
Let's start with in vitro fertilization then.
I want to talk about legalizing prostitution.
Okay.
No, thank
well,
you.
and this comes from Alabama saying in vitro fertilization is lives in the sense of embryos, eggs, women's eggs, and man's sperm is a life. So this could slowly lead down the rabbit hole of everyone that is masturbating is killing babies, which then led into South America and sex donkeys, and then jumped over to.
I mean, if we're going to do the full thing, let's do the full thing.
Well, then
Let's
talk
not-
about it. Don't make me hold the conversation myself.
Like, okay, so listen. Apparently, because we were making jokes about fucking sheep because they got stuck in the fence, right? As you will, normally, right?
Normal. Hanging around
Um,
veteran friends. Someone's gonna make a comment.
Pearl, you can do it.
I believe in you.
But it did bringing up the topic of the sex donkeys in South America.
Correct.
Because apparently people just get bored and fuck donkeys in South America.
And
which-
it's just there.
It's
It
just
exists.
That's
thing.
absolutely disgusting.
It's just a thing.
Oh, it's not
Like, I've
disgusting.
never
Of course
looked
it's disgusting.
I've never looked
I
at a
didn't say it
donkey
was
and been like,
not disgusting. It is disgusting.
I
That's,
wanna
I was
fuck
agreeing
that.
with you. I have never been to the
I
point
would
it's
never
like,
look at an animal and be like, God dang, I hope that feels good.
I don't know, some of those Disney movies at a younger age, I thought characters were hot.
I mean,
But I never
that's
thought
like-
about
I don't know.
That's attraction to animation, though.
Yeah, I kind of had a low key thing for like Ninetales, the Pokemon card, because it was like looking over its shoulder, all like lustful like,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Not me. Mm-mm.
so
I was like 12, dude.
There's
My dick
that-
just did whatever at that point, right?
but then that bred off furries. But the fact that South America has sex donkeys and Japan's just like, we'll go sleep with a prostitute because it's business.
yes,
It's not cheating,
Yes.
it's business.
yeah, they literally walked around interviewing women who had husbands, and they're like, "Do you think it's considered cheating if your husband goes sleeps with a prostitute?" She's like, "Nah. Sometimes I don't want to put out, and he just wants to go have sex, and if he fucks a prostitute, whatever." And I'm like, "Yes, this is a viable answer."
And if we legalized it, we could get tax benefits off it. We
Yep.
could and we would slow down sex trafficking.
Well, if that's the other side of it, is the prostitutes, because some women legitimately don't want to be prostitutes and they're
Correct.
forced into it. Some women are down for it. OnlyFans proved this.
Agreed.
Like pornos proved this, right? Like,
What was it? Playboy Bunny was
I
one of them.
mean, it's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about the all-American dollar, right? If you can make money doing something you're good at, doesn't matter.
I mean, it's the economy.
But how many porn star interviews have you heard where the porn star is like, I've lost complete feeling down there?
that's
Like-
not my problem. That's your problem. These are your choices. You made these choices.
Absolutely.
I am
Let-
not responsible
Let's flip
for
the
your
script.
choices.
Blue collar worker. Oh, my back hurts. I have pain all over.
Yeah.
But they're still providing for their family. Like, the gripes just change. Computer, IT workers. Oh, my eyes hurt. Or I get headaches looking at a screen too long. Or I wear blue blocker lenses now. Or whatever. The gripe
I've
just
got poor
changes.
lumbar support.
Yeah, I got poor lumbar support. I don't have an ergonomic keyboard. So we have all these different gripes.
Somebody
But if
needs to give me an ergonomic chair because this shit's leaning way too far forward.
Listen, bro. I need you to stop being a bro
and be a bitch.
and be a bitch.
I
I
think
thought I
you
was
said that
being a bitch.
backwards.
I said what I meant. I meant what I said. I'm gonna stand by it.
I said my words
Cabo,
cheerfully.
Fix this situation. Give me your chair.
He's
You
like,
can
yeah.
sit here. Pearl said, I'll get up for you.
Man, stop teasing my dogs. They're thinking they're getting treats all the time now.
I don't give your dog food at all.
I gave him 2 treats each at this
I
point.
did give Ruth
I don't care.
some of my
Soda?
no
Which
my
you need-
donut
Eclair?
earlier. My
You need to
Eclair.
drink that Mountain Dew that's still in my fridge.
Is it?
I don't drink that shit, bro.
But if we legalize
That's a mixer, though.
prostitution, it is a mixer. But if we legalize prostitution, we would minimize on sex trafficking and human trafficking because
You
it'd
need
be.
help? You need a hand?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, you really got it, bro.
Hit your wrist, not.
Let me
the-
see that.
Yeah, you put the hand on the bottle cap.
Mm.
He was like, I watched a video of someone doing this once. That's what that was.
Woo, that was complicated.
You hit your hand on it. You hit right by your wrist
Yeah,
to get the
that's-
pressure down.
Do you know how physics works?
Why would you? You hit the bottle cap, not your wrist. You hit down.
This is not how
So
physics
pressure
works.
can go down.
Yeah, this is not how physics works at all.
Objects in
bro.
motion stay in motion. You don't even know what law of physics that is. That's fine.
Man, he was fucking educated in Tennessee, bro. He
Ding,
don't even
ding,
know what he's
ding,
talking
ding,
about half
ding,
the
ding.
time.
So you
Oh,
should
that
know
explains a lot.
A
Yeah.
lot less.
Yeah, Tennessee, Texas,
My formative years were in
showing that we're
California.
superior to LA.
Hey,
My-
you
my
got to set the
formative
bar
years were in
low.
LA.
What's up, Earl?
Okay. But legalizing prostitution.
Yes,
And if we
legalize
legalize drugs, we would stop having fentanyl overdoses.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
No.
can control it.
Because here's the problem. In America, the government's got to control everything. So if you legalize drugs here, what do you think's going to happen? Pharma, who puts half of their profits into the government, supporting government officials.
The government sells a patent on marijuana.
Do what?
The government has had a patent on marijuana since 1956.
And yet they haven't.
Why would they? Because they can get more money elsewhere. So if they legalize this, actually helped the people, we would stop all these overdoses,
Well-
lessen the healthcare issue.
Plus, the cartels paying lobbyists to
Yeah.
lobby against drug legalization isn't helping things. Which means that lobbyists need to go away. Okay, here we go, guys. This is name pending solving America's problems. Step 1, legalize all drugs. Step 2,
get
le-
the president of El Salvador back in
No,
America.
step 1, take out all the geriatric people that are currently in.
yeah, no, there's retirement age.
Yes,
There's term limits,
for all of it.
and
Oh yeah.
here we go. Here we go. How about a flat tax, guys? Let's do a flat, because I am tired of getting taxed.
Taxed
6
on my
ways to Sunday.
paycheck, taxed on what I spend my paycheck on, taxed on the house I own.
Yep. My grandma, who is turning 90 years old this year,
House paid off.
should not be paying a tax on her property that she's been living in for like 60 fucking years.
That's been paid off.
That's been paid off. That's been paid off. She's paying like $2,000 in
I
taxes.
understand utilities. I'm paying for someone to provide a utility to my house
Yes.
because I haven't done it myself yet.
But you
Yes.
still pay taxes on that.
You do pay taxes
You
on
pay
utilities.
taxes on everything.
I pay extra taxes because I like alcohol and tobacco.
Well, and this is what I was trying to say last week with the taxes. When it comes down to it, and brass tacks of everything, nice pun on words. When it comes down to it, Americans are paying over 50% in tax alone. I
we
think
had a
it
fucking
equates-
revolution because of taxes.
I think it equates out to like 62%.
No,
No.
I think it's closer to like 49.
I thought it was like 37.
No,
on
no,
what we
because
pay.
in states where there's state tax and federal tax, it's 35% of your income goes to state and federal tax. And then you're still paying sales tax and liquor tax and gas tax and tobacco tax and gun tax.
and inheritance tax.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like my parents, who worked their entire lives and they got taxed on this money,
Mm-hmm.
die, and they pass their money on to me, and you tax the money you've already taxed
Yep.
against me.
And here's the other thing too. You used to be able to gift a vehicle to a family member, and that family member wouldn't have to pay
You know what they
a
changed the
sales
value to?
tax on it, but now you do.
You know what they changed the value of the car to? $5,000. What POS vehicle am I gifting that is a value of $5,000?
Well,
Right.
here's
Because
the
if
thing.
it's past the 20 years, it is now a classic car or a vintage car,
Here-
which now adds a different value to it.
Here's the thing is because obviously we've all done the head games of what would I do if I became a millionaire, if I won the lottery, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, can I just give people money?
Mm,
No, you can't. You can give $9,000.
I actually think it's a different number.
Nope.
It's
'Cause you can give your-
17,000.
You can
A
give your
year.
kids 12.5 a year, and that 12.5 won't be taxed. Each of your children can receive up to 12.5 and a dependent. So
I thought it
your
was more than
spouse
that.
can get 12.5.
In
I thought it was
2023,
significantly less.
it was 17,000 to each one person. Now you have a lifetime cap of $12.92 million.
Wow.
So if I won the lottery tomorrow and I gave Mike $12.92 million, I cannot give him anything for free ever again.
Which realistically, if you could just pay off my house and my truck, that's all I need, because that's I'm making so much money at that point. It's like like all my money goes to my house and my truck.
Like, no shit, houses would be paid off and cars would be paid off.
That's all I need. I could live a very good life at that point.
Yeah,
Right.
and then just be whatever the fuck I want to do.
And then the rest of your life, if you need to upgrade your car or whatever, or get
I
car
wouldn't.
fixed, then
I would keep that car and I'd trade it in and just live off what I have. I mean,
I
realistically,
mean,
would
do
you
you
trade
know,
it
I
in
mean,
for?
how much could I because the money I would make off of trading in my vehicle, I'd almost pay for another vehicle at that point.
and then the money you would make anyway, because you wouldn't have bills, it would just be
Mhm.
like, well, I spent $4K on Amazon today. What do I do with my other 4K
Yeah,
or
no,
5? Like, what
seriously.
do I do with the? You would get so bored of just buying shit. I talked to one of my buddies at work who's been a millionaire since he's been like 30. He's touched different. He did real estate for a while, did very well. He jumped into business real estate, did very well. And he went from point to point to point. He was like, I just want a sit down job, just a normal 9 to 5 banker hour job. So he's working here at the building. He pulled up in his Lamborghini today and he's here just to work. He's like, all my stuff's paid for. Like, there's a point when you get that much money, you run out of things to buy. Like the latest and greatest this. He's like, I'm good. Like I don't want to buy another truck. I like this truck. I don't want to buy another car. I like this car. I don't need a new TV. My TV works. Like a break fix, okay. So I mean there's things there, but talking about rich and money, let's jump over to streaming services
Ooh,
and
you
how
mean
they're nickeling and diming, even though a very intelligent person won't use a streaming service because there's other ways you can watch things for free and legal.
I mean,
Well, y'all gotta
Yeah.
hook me up with that because I would love to watch free shows that are like on
Have
TV
you heard
right
about Plex?
well,
now.
If you do Plex right, yes.
yes.
If you do, warning, if you do Plex right and you don't charge someone for your Plex server and you actually
And
own these,
you own the DVDs or the physical media that it came on
yes,
before you, because as long as you own the media, it's legal
correct.
to utilize that media
So you're still waiting for the movie to come out on DVD before you can
Or-
upload it.
Or
Legally.
DVD. Legally, yes. So if you do it the proper way,
the proper way,
then you have your
which
whole.
we all of us here do.
I don't even
do.
use Plex.
We do it the absolutely proper way. I purchase
every single
every
thing on my
DVD.
Plex server is 100% owned by me.
Yeah.
On my Plex server, everything I have posted up on it.
Are we talking about the yellow and black Plex
Yeah.
app that you can download on your TV?
Yes. And Pearl
Where'd you go?
that way.
Pearl, where you at?
She's coming over now.
Come on, girl.
Look for the blinking light.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
Watch
Cobble.
the cactus.
Hit the cobble.
She walks like an octopus now. I've been thinking
Like Octodad.
I've been racking my brain. How does Pearl walk like an octopus?
Her
no-
farts are like the black cloud.
Oh no. She was sitting in Steven's lap one day in the truck,
Yeah.
and she let one loose.
And you locked the window.
I locked the windows.
Oh,
I did.
no.
I locked the windows because it was like
That's horrible.
straight
Yes.
up dust. But no, streaming service. We talked about Amazon putting the whole
well,
ad free and
they're all doing it. Disney Plus is going to you can't share it. Hulu is going to you can't share it. The last time Netflix raised their prices, I canceled.
Well, Hulu's not even really. So all your NBC shows are not on Hulu anymore.
well,
'cause
no, we have
NBC's not doing
Paramount,
it
you have
with it.
NBC, you have like you have all these different.
And then they're saying, "Oh, well, we're going to put commercials in there, even if you're paying for us." No,
paying
bro.
for the non-commercial.
Well,
Even if you're paying for the non-commercial, they'll throw an
they'll throw a
advertisement at the
commercial
beginning.
beginning
at
or
the
the end,
beginning, and
yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not what I'm paying for. That's not why I paid for a
Right.
streaming service.
Which just means cancel.
I think the
Cancel.
only streaming service I still retain is Crunchyroll, and that's because it helps me keep in touch with what new animes are coming out during the season, right?
See which ones you want to get.
Yeah. And even then, it's hit or miss, right?
That's
Well,
the
a lot of
Korean
shows-
streaming service, right?
Japanese
Japanese.
animation. That's what anime is.
Well, yes, but Crunchyroll, I thought that was Korean.
I don't know who.
I think
owns
it's
it.
American. I think it's an
Oh,
American
really?
company.
Oh, okay.
I just know it's more focused on anime and
Yeah.
Japanese, Asian culture as a whole.
Okay.
So occasionally you have a TV show that's like one of their game shows on it, or
Yeah. Yeah, they'll do live shows every now and then
I
and shit
was-
like that.
I was looking through, like when you buy a Samsung, they
No.
have Samsung Plus, right? TV.
I never log into any of that stuff.
I
on
don't
my
Dude,
log
computer.
into any
Seriously,
of that stuff.
it's worth checking out because it's 300 plus live channels that are completely free to you because you're using the internet and you have a Samsung. You're not subscribing to anything, so you can watch all these shows. There is a Korean channel,
Really?
and it's called K something, K Movies or K Stars or something like that, where it's just like
I
all
don't know.
Korean movies.
It's just
That's a nice fire right there, if I do say so myself.
It's kind of dying.
it's not dying.
It was higher earlier.
Fucking put more wood on it, bitch. Fucking wood it up. Fucking load that motherfucker. You can use everything there. You can pile that motherfucker as high as you want. I don't care.
Because Mike's like, I'm gonna be out here till 2, or I'll bring a water hose if I care.
No, I don't have to. I don't have to worry about shit. You see how fucking wet this ground is?
I do.
I don't have to worry about shit. I've got so much fucking moisture.
Are you grabbing another chimney log?
I've got so much fucking moisture out here. I'm fucking growing weed.
So the other day when it was super foggy outside, I know you knew coming into work it was super foggy.
You mean like every day?
Well, for you every day, but I rolled into work and everybody's like, "You rode? It was wet outside." And I was like, "It's just a little bit of dew on the ground." They're like, "No, it was my windshield wipers had to be turned on," and it's like,
Hold on, we're watching Celt do fire magic right now.
he is a firefighter. Are you just trying to stay warm?
By the way, we can thank the clover shape on this fire pit to Keeper, who said, "Hey, get 2 of them,
And we'll just tie them together.
and we'll just tie the circle ones together and make this big ass one." And I was like, "It worked."
Michael's like, "That's not gonna work." I was like, "Yeah, you got your screws on each side, and it'll be fine." Yeah, it works great though. It's been out here for years now.
Yeah. No, how long have I been out here now?
3
Because I
years?
purchased this right after.
Shortly after, I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we're camping at your place." You're like, "About fucking time."
Oh, I was
I didn't
so
even ask
fucking
you.
excited.
I didn't even ask
I was
you.
so excited.
I was like, "So, 12 of us are camping at your place." You're like, "It's about fucking time."
By the way, where are you next camping at my place?
I don't know.
I was thinking that when we came up here today, it was like
I bet
it would be nice to fucking
I
camp out
asked
here.
I asked that like 2 weeks ago.
Dude, I'm so fucking out of it with this whole house reno.
Yeah, that you know what that sounds like to me? Before the end of the season, you need some camping love, bro.
I mean, I'm game to camp. I just don't know when.
And if it does, we know where you.
Burial of the king.
Pearl. Oh, Pearl.
Thick Pearl Scout.
Pearl. Come here.
They're stable, not that stable.
Come here. Come here, Pearl. Come here. Over here.
Knocking the mic over. Almost
Jesus
falling
Christ,
in the
you're about to
fire.
be a Malachi.
Here. Right here. Pearl.
Well, I hope my mic's still good. Let's go.
So is that deer antler stuff helping?
It's not. It's been like a week.
Oh, okay.
Like, it takes time for that shit to build up. Okay, stay right there. Relax. Yeah, I know.
So,
Yeah, your mic's working.
okay, cool. Politics.
Politics. Lay it into me.
Okay.
Put
So
it inside me.
we know Biden and Trump are going at it. They're both throwing shade towards each other. Trump was kicked out of pretty much New York business-wise. He's taken off Colorado ballot.
$350 million fine too.
Chump change. I mean, when you make as much as he does, that's realistically chump change. But the biggest thing, and I want to touch on current day politics. I want to talk about relation from current day politics historically. The last time a presidential candidate was taken off the ballot
Abraham Lincoln.
was Abraham Lincoln. Shortly after, what did we have? Civil War. So you can call us conspiracy. You can call us.
I mean, the American public is already blasting all over social media that a civil war is imminent.
I mean, we've been having this whole race war fighting left and right before we had BLM go on and destroying cities across America.
BLM was just a news marketing
You can
to cover up Hillary Clinton.
you can call it
lack of
what you
trial.
want, but there was also the whole Pride movement that went across too. Who's that covering up?
Yeah.
So not only do
I
we
mean,
have
this is-
a
we're
racial
definitely-
divide,
We're definitely getting into the conspiracy theorist realm at this point.
which is
But the Pride movement really wasn't televised too much.
What
The
the
Was it?
what kind of crack are you
The-
smoking?
The
It
BLM
was,
movement was.
They
like,
were both
all
public-
fucking
dude.
day,
They were
every
fucking
day.
everywhere.
they were both publicized the same way.
everywhere.
They-
Everything.
But and if we're going down this
I
whole
didn't
Hillary
see any
Clinton
of
with
it.
BLM, then who was the Pride movement covering? So not only do we have a racial divide now we have a
My dogs love each other so much.
gender divide now.
I was just fearful of missing out.
So I
I
mean,
have a whole other chair over there.
we live in America where it's a time now where we're falling back into what is that, a cat delete?
That is an engine brake. That is illegal on 16.
Yeah, you can't do that in town.
So I
It's a
mean,
Jake brake.
it
that-
may be
It's you know who on his road glide, no street glide,
nope. I'm drawing a blank.
the black street glide,
The sand painted one.
the one that he got from his
Uncle?
uncle. Florida.
I mean, it doesn't sound the same, but okay.
Oh, go 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 go.
Yeah,
I didn't
only when
think it
he's
sounded the same.
only when he's downshifting. That sounded like a cat delete on a diesel or a very, very shitty exhaust mod.
I would go with the shitty exhaust mod on that one.
I mean, those are the two it sounds like. And it didn't sound throaty enough to be a muscle car.
No, that's a semi.
That is not a semi.
I'm gonna disagree with you on the semi.
That-
Sounds like
It may sound like a Jake brake, but he's not picking up speed in a Jake brake.
Yeah, that was definitely picking up. What are you doing?
I stand corrected.
I mean, you do stand and you were corrected, so yes. Flicking boogers all over the place.
Yeah. This isn't basic training, bro.
We did talk about that.
We talked about call back.
No, we didn't do that.
I'm good.
I'll be Big Spoon. Let me love you. Now here you see a wild Mike attack a Celt. The
Yum,
Celt
yum.
may have succumbed to Mike's injuries.
I need some big red now.
I got something big and red for you.
No.
I mean, one of those things is true.
The red part.
Holy shit. My nephew, my young nephew, is my youngest son's age, went up to his mom this last week, and he's got this male puppy, and for the first time the little shaft came out. And he goes, "Mommy."
His little rocket.
Yeah. He's like, she calls it lipstick.
Oh my goodness.
and my little nephew's like, "Mommy, what the hell is that?" And she goes, "That's the dog's penis." And he goes, "No, well then what is that?" And she goes, "That's what it stays in." And he goes, "Like a case?" Oh,
How'd she explain that in human anatomy?
yeah. I was like, "How you get yourself out of that one?"
So when you're
She
a
said I didn't.
baby and we cut off your case,
Oh, fuck.
what'd you drop?
Black from the waist up. I'm gangster from the waist up.
I don't see it.
I don't see the gangster part.
Yeah.
Stop it.
See? Never mind. That makes sense.
Modern
He's
gangster.
modern day gangster. He's a rapper. Wait for his
I'm a
next
modern
album to
rapper,
drop.
okay?
I need you to mumble more.
My mouth.
That about
Although I say that, but there's been some like indie fucking rappers who've been coming out who've been putting out some good shit, like some
Yeah.
proper like we're speaking to real shit.
Well, the music scene has changed. Like people are no longer buying into, oh, I need a studio, because we have all these different social media platforms that people
Right.
can now push out their stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
that one coworker of ours, the black guy who was who went to go do service now somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
He's doing his own rap stuff now.
Heck
And
yeah.
apparently, from what I was talking to the people who've been listening to it, is like he's doing good work, like really good work. Like, so I'm super happy for him. I'm super proud of him.
I mean, that if you can break out of the mold of your normal 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna diss you on it. I'm gonna be a little bit salty that you're not here for me to bitch at for whatever. Go take a smoke break, but I'm not gonna be pissed off. Like when you leave a job for something better, I never understood that in a job. Why am I mad at you for leaving to a better spot? Like that, never understood that.
Well, so one of my coworkers was saying that he saw a study that was done, an interview that was done, where like kids nowadays were shown like Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park and like all the grunge and
Yeah.
metal bands from our time, right? Well, my time, not necessarily your
I
time.
listen to it, asshole.
I've been listening to Korn all
I'm
day
still a
today.
millennial.
And they were listening to it. They're like, "Holy shit, this is awesome! Why don't we have this now?" And we're like, "Yeah, why don't
Why
we have
don't you
the-"
have that?
Yeah.
Because we have social media and everything.
Well, I think
There
I
was a
think-
new band that came out that is exactly what we've been growing up listening to,
Yeah,
and they're actually pretty good.
you guys send me the name.
I'll look it up real quick.
You guys send me the name because I'm not just gonna remember it.
Why?
I've been drinking.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
One of us got to drink. I gotta make up for two fucking motherfuckers around here. All right.
Yeah, well, you're right.
I've been damn near guzzling alcohol over here.
Hey, you know what? When I'm at home, I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
So-
over here like slow sipping beers to fucking get through the night while I'm over at Keeper's like,
I mean, yeah.
I started Chantix this week to get off the nicotine stuff, and so I'm being very cautious because I don't typically drink during the week. I only drink here.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, dude. If you got a goal in mind, if you're trying to do something, I fully support it. If you don't want to be on nicotine anymore, I fully support it. I think that's a misconception that a lot of people have.
Oh, Mike
about-
smokes, so he's gonna be pissed at me if I stop smoking.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Like there was an
Oh,
airman.
I have to be careful now.
There was an
because-
airman that no shit, and Mike was on leave or something or PTO, and me and him, I was like, "Hey, you want to go smoke?" He's like, "No, I'm trying to quit." And he had a vape, and he was lowering his nicotine. And then Mike comes the next day, and Mike's like, "Hey, we're going out to smoke," and he just hops out of his chair. And it was the same thing. Everybody's afraid to talk to Mike about, "Oh, I'm stopping smoking." No one says you have to smoke.
I don't care if you want to quit smoking, if you want to quit drinking, if you want to quit high fructose corn syrup. Bro, do you be
Yeah.
happy with you? I support this.
Yeah.
I don't care. Whatever's going to make you happier in your life.
It's just a misconception is what it is. Everybody sees you choo-choo
Yeah.
train in, and they're like, "Oh, well, I have to do this because..."
I love tobacco. I truly love tobacco, and I'm sure one day I'm going to have to give up tobacco. I hope that doesn't come soon. I hope I'm proper old man status when that happens. But even my mom was giving me shit. She's like, "I can't wait for the day when you quit smoking and you hand me your pipe." And I was like, "Well, you're gonna be waiting for a minute
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna do it."
Wait until you have kids that pressure you to stop because they're seeing the advertisements about how smoking is bad for you or vaping is gonna kill you, and
Luckily, peer
then your
pressure.
kids are like, "Dad, I don't want you to die."
I
and I'm
kind of want to die. I'll
I'm
look my
like-
son dead in the eye and be like, "I kind of want to die." Man, my
You
kids
get
are fucked
traumatized.
up.
I
your
can't wait for you to
kid.
get taxed on your inheritance. By the way, jump back a subject, then jump back to this. The band's called People Are Ugly,
People are. That's a good name.
and I
Yes,
sent it to you.
That's a
No
damn
wonder
good
he
name.
fucking loves that band.
No, but
He
they
hates
they
people.
showed up on my YouTube new to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have no idea who. And it was just like,
What do
okay,
they compare to? Like Metallica, Korn, Limp Bizkit? What?
more like Linkin Park in their more poppy days, but they're definitely more towards the grunge.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I'm on board.
they're talking at one of their songs was something, something, something. This song's talking about sex. Like, there's no sugarcoat in anything. It's just like, and then they just keep going. Like, they have their breakdown. Over the course
Cabo,
of
that
3
is
years,
disgusting.
$15,000.
How you can do that like a fucking mountain lion? Holy
gone.
shit!
Not even
He's
enough to buy
gone.
like a
he
decent
didn't have that
fucking car.
light-
I would never have known.
He's still trying to talk to us, but we're both blown over here by this shit.
Squirrel. Like even then, Cabo, did you die?
Hey, just enjoying him.
Cabo,
He's
squirrel.
He's curled up into a ball.
He's
bro.
warm.
He's like, I gotta get the fuck away from this fire.
Well, between Pearl and the fire, he was probably heating up. Pearl's a freaking heater box.
Pearl is a fucking heater, bro. Oh God, you know what time it is?
Intermission?
What do y'all want, intermission or offline?
We can offline. I'm game with
Yeah,
offline.
let's do it offline.
All right. Hey, guys and gals and Navy folk. This has been Name Pending.
It's his name pending.
I'm Mike Culberson.
I'm Keeper. Throw a comment down below.
I'm
And
Celt.
fuck that like button.
I'm Celt, and tickle that subscribe.
Ooh, tickle, tickle, tickle.
All right. It's been great, bros.